Okay, I just came from my LCS and it is payday, so you already know that I got my pulls for the week. There was a lot that I had to pick up for this week. This was also a really big week for comics in general, at least for my specific pulls, and even for more indie comics. There's a big one, obviously, that I haven't mentioned yet, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But I do have a big haul for today. I got a lot more than I expected. I have a lot more that I can spend now too, so I don't have to worry about having to really budget too much per week, as much as I did before. So I'm good on that part, and I can get some more stuff and play a lot more catch up. So that's really awesome. First things first, I was able to use my coupon for free comics, and I kind of had a feeling that it would apply to the free comic books that they had from the past weekend. I got some of the stuff that I wasn't able to, and they had some stuff there that I was eyeing, and I'm pretty happy with the haul so far. I mean, a lot of bangers, honestly. I have a really big stack of comics here that I need to get through, and I'll show you guys as well, because some of these are bangers, and we'll do a little bit of talking about certain comics that have released in the past weeks, maybe even months, and we'll go from there. I mean, just look at how like thick of a stack this is just for this week alone. Like look at that. Oh my gosh, that is big. But I'll start first with the free comics that I got. So first things first is the first cover of the Energon universe. I mean, this looks pretty nice here. This is supposed to be the cover for Mask, which is a new Energon universe comic that is going to be releasing very soon. I think I don't know if it's June or if it's this month, or like near end of this month, but regardless, this is probably just going to be a preview as to what is going to be showcased in here. Actually, wait, no, because there is an Energon universe comic out, so this is probably a preview for that. But I had to pick this up because this is the A cover that I saw, and I thought it looked really nice, at least, so I got this picked up here. Next one we have here is The Nice House on the Lake, which I think is a murder. Yeah, this is an indie, probably like a horror comic. This is a DC Vertigo title. I've seen this on the shelves. I have no idea as to what this is, but there's a lot of really good indie horror comics that are out right now, and I think this would be a really good read, and I decided to pick it up because I didn't get a chance to on Free Comic Book Day. Next one I got, I think it was just really just for funnies. I got here the DC and Sonic collab. I like DC, and I think Sonic's just kind of like a funny kind of collab, so I had to pick this one up here. I mean, regardless of it, I think it looks nice. I mean, this cover also, kind of sells it to me. Next one was like the only one left, and it looks like it's a misprint too. That doesn't look right. But I recognize the name of it because I think this is an old cartoon back in the day. We have here Gem and the Holograms. This is the only one left on the shelf now. It's like, you know what? I might as well just snag it just for the sake of snagging it. But I mean, it also just looks nice. This is definitely like a kid's one for sure. So are some of the other ones here, but like this is just from the way it looks. Definitely a lot more girly and kid-like. Yeah, especially from the art style. I took a look inside. Oh, that's weird that some of this is, it's a 2-in-1. I just realized this is also on the backside is a My Little Pony, so hey, fire. This one I had mentioned previously, and I was upset that I didn't see it until just now, but I mean, I could only get it with a purchase of a certain comic, and luckily it was a comic that I didn't have, so, and I've been meaning to pick it up too, so I mean, honestly, it's just more incentive for me to have it. But this is awesome. I got myself the I got myself the Lego Batman free comic book here. They had it as part of a deal. You could only get it if you bought the Deadpool and Batman collab comic, which I didn't have, so I have this. Now we have here the comics that I have pulled, and some of these I just also was playing catch up because I need to get on top of certain comics that are out right now, and I thought I'd just go through it like one comic at a time. So I'm gonna try and get all the comics for one that I'm not fully caught up on, and then I'll move on to the next one because I have quite a few. So in terms of catch up here, I have issues 8 to 12 of Absolute Batman. I have 1 to 7. I picked up 7 a couple days ago cause on Free Comic Book Day, because I wanted to see what maybe if they had some stuff, but they didn't have whatever I was looking for, and I was like, you know what, if I'm here, I might as well also just do a little bit of catch up, especially if I'm going to be spending my money on at least one comic. So I decided to get issue number 7 of Absolute Batman. But yeah, now I have the next what is this, next 5, the next 5 issues after 7. I'm be reading. I know volume number 2, it goes from issues number 7 to 14. So once I get 14, at least I'll have been caught up with the first 2 volumes once I read them. But yeah, I mean, I know this is a phenomenal run right now. This is a phenomenal comic that is out, and it's the most popular one. So I got to do a little bit of catching up before it gets to the 20th issue, because I know 19 had just recently released. The next thing was exactly what I got to obtain the Lego Batman issue, which was the Deadpool and Batman comic collab, which, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Marvel version of this collab. Because I have the Batman Deadpool one, I don't have this one. So now that I have this, I can finally get to this and start reading it. But yeah, I've been meaning to get this for a minute now, and I have even more incentive because it gave me this. But yeah, definitely time to get to reading this. The next one that I have here came out, I'm not even joking, like 2 weeks ago, which is really fast, because a lot of other comics, they take like it takes a while for them to release the next issue, and seeing that this came out, like, I'm not even joking, like half a month later is insane. So we have here Wade Wilson Deadpool. Been loving the Deadpool comics. I think they're awesome. Again, a character that I like, so pretty good. Honestly, at least for Deadpool standards, I think it's pretty good. But like for Marvel standards, it's like, I feel like it could be better, but this is still decently good. Next one I have here is the only Dark Horse comic that I think I own, but I still think it's good in a very campy kind of way. But we have here Mega Ghost. I read the first one. I liked it. It feels very Saturday morning cartoonish to read. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon in comic form, you know, some bit of like nostalgia kind of ish, not really. Don't really know the characters like that, but yeah, I think it's a great story. I love the art. I think it's nice. Some of the stuff looks pretty cool. The first story was awesome. It feels very like episode-ish, where the first issue, they had a problem, they dealt with it, right? And so, but of course it's building up like a more like an overall story to this. I do like the way that they're doing this, and I can't wait to read more of this, because I think some of the next one, I think issue 4 comes out, like, I don't know if it's issue 4 or issue 3. I think it comes out July. So we'll see, but definitely can't wait to read this one. Next one we have here is Mark Spector Moon Knight, and if I'm being completely honest, that last issue was actually solid. I liked it a lot, and I'm pretty excited to see where this goes, and how, where they take the character of Moon Knight. Very interesting, to say the least. A character that I've grown to like, especially thanks to the MCU. But yeah, I mean, one of the great stories that one of the Marvel stories that I like right now, and I'm hoping that they keep up the pace, especially with the last issue having been a really good one. Next one we have here is Daredevil issue number 2. The first issue was awesome. That video that I made for this, that came out a long while ago, where they released the blind bags for it. Obviously, since then I could have gotten some, some other variant covers such as the D-dubs, but I held off. I was like, I might as well just save my money for other stuff. I don't know if there were any other Daredevil covers that had released that I liked. Kind of slacking some of the covers because I saw some of them not that great, which sucks. But it's okay, because again, if I don't get the variant cover, I can just save that money or spend it on something else. Next one we have here is Cyclops, which is awesome. I definitely think it's picked up the pace on the last one, which I was hoping for, because I feel like it's just been kind of a little stagnant in terms of what's been happening within the story, and I feel like we're finally getting somewhere with this. So I'm excited to see where this is going. Next one I have here, this was from last week, not from this week, because I had asked for this cover, and I guess they just didn't have it, and they finally got it pulled for me now, because I started to realize that my LCS, if I ask for something and they're late to deliver on it, they'll probably just give it to me the following week, which is cool, because like, better late than never. But I kind of like getting things on time, but still, regardless, I'm happy to have it. I was just kind of shocked to see it, but I have here the Jorge Corona variant cover for Zatanna, and I read Zatanna, I think it was like last night. I thought it was a decent, I think it was a decent story. Excited to see where it goes. I felt very confused as to what was going on, but I feel like I'm starting to piece it together a little bit more and better. But each time I go through it, pretty good. Definitely thought it was a really good issue for sure. And this cover just looks so nice. Jorge Corona's art is just phenomenal, if I'm being completely honest. Next one we have here is issue number 9 of Matt Fraction's Batman. I've been loving this series a lot. I think it's really great. This Miss Mainline story of Batman is awesome, and I love the writing, love the storytelling that's going on within this. It's really good. And the past issues kind of left me on the cliffhanger, wondering like what is happening, what's going on, and so I'm excited to get to this and have some of those questions answered for me finally. So yeah, been loving this. Great writing. The art I do like a lot, and yeah, my interest is beyond peaked with this story so far. Very happy to say. Next one we have here, we have Royals number 2. This can finally go match with the other ones I have in the wall, because I have it displayed. If you didn't see that video, go check that out. I'll put a link in the description, and I'll even put a title card like right up here. Is that right, or is it here? It's one of these two corners. I don't know. You'll see. But issue number 1 was great. I liked where they were going with it. The story itself was already very intriguing. I thought the writing was great. I know the art style may not be everyone's favorite, but if I'm being completely honest, I think it's really worth giving a shot, because I really like that first issue. It was awesome. But yeah, now I have another matching cover here of the red and yellow covers. I can't wait to read this, and then I'll probably grab another clip and put it up on the wall. The next one, this sold out apparently. I checked Instagram. I looked and I saw that this had sold out almost immediately, but if you read the title, this is not the one I'm referring to. I'm referring to something else. But regardless though, this still sold out, and I can't blame them, because I'm being honest, Image Comics has been destroying the comic game lately. They've been tearing it up in a great way. Like, they've been introducing a lot of really awesome comics. There's a lot of first issues that are coming out, and they keep hitting. Like Red Roots, I read, that was awesome. Can't wait to pick that up. And just another dub for Image Comics. Fireborn, another dub for Image Comics, right? Exquisite Corpses, it was a little bit of end on this next issue. Phenomenal. It's awesome. It's one of the best ones you can grab. So many good ones that I've been wanting to pick up. I gotta save my money, because again, I gotta play catch up, and I have already picking up a lot of different issues. So yeah, but there's some stuff there that I saw on the shelves, and maybe I'll pick it up if I'm feeling it. But yeah, they're killing it. They have a lot of great ongoings out right now, and I'm sure this will add to it. But we have here, If Destruction Be Our Lot. This is a pretty thick one too. This is another big read, kind of just like how Roots was, but I'm pretty stoked about this one. I've only been hearing good things about this. With just about with every Image Comics release, I am really excited to get into this one right here. Now for the one that you guys have been waiting for. This, I can't even blame them that this is sold out, because I went on the day of, and I'm not even joking, this was probably like 3 hours after my store had opened. I'm not even joking, they had immediately sold out, which is crazy. I have here Ben 10. What can I say other than, like, why wouldn't I pick this up? You don't understand how much this played a role within my childhood. I think as a kid I owned the watch, the toy watch that I could wear on my wrist. I had an action figure of Rip Jaws. For those of you who don't know Rip Jaws, I'm gonna put a picture of him right here. But I love the show so much, and of course, I have some of my favorites. Diamond Head will forever be a favorite of mine. Heat Blast will forever be a favorite of mine. Accelerate is always going to be a favorite of mine. Ghost Freak, Ripjaws, obviously, because I had the action figure for it. Yeah, a lot of the more niche aliens that you didn't really get to see as much in the show were most likely your favorite. I know that some of them were definitely my favorite. Some of the more mainstream ones like Accelerate, Diamond Head, Heat Blast, like all those guys, like you see them like a lot, and I still love them just as much because yeah, if I'm being completely honest, I don't feel surprised at all knowing that this had sold out as fast as it did. And I feel like a lot of it has to play on the nostalgia factor, because if I'm being completely honest, a lot of, I'm sure it's this target audience is supposed to be just around like that, that teen, like young adult kind of demographic, maybe even just adult demographic, because like kids today probably didn't grow up on Ben 10 like people around my age, like in their 20s, with this show. And they marketed this as kind of like they got inspirations from the Absolute universe, and I think that's awesome. And I feel with that was kind of also a driving force as to the sales. It feels almost like a perfect recipe where you take something that is very relevant and popular and then mix it in with something that is nostalgic, such as Ben 10. And I'm excited to see where this goes, because from what I've been hearing, that this is that it's a pretty solid first issue. And I feel like once I get to this, because it doesn't look like it's gonna be too big, like too long of a read, because this is a pretty thin comic here, but I feel like I'm gonna be hit with a lot of nostalgia here getting through this, and I'm excited. I'm hoping that it lives up to a lot of the expectations that have been put on it. I know this character means a lot to a lot of people, and even including me, and I'm just hoping that it just doesn't flop or it stays stagnant. And I hope like each issue feels very, it delivers, but yeah, I'm excited to get through this. And I was really debating on a lot of different covers. There were some that I really wanted, but I'm just glad I got the one that was accessible to me, because there were some that were going to be real difficult to get, and that sucks. But what can I do? There's nothing I can do about that. I mean, I can go to like Frankincense and see if they have other different cover variants, but I don't know if that's really worth doing. I might as well just save my money. I'm happy with what I have, but I also got here the Eric Canetti cover. I was really surprised to see both of these when I asked for my pulls earlier from my shop. They had everything, which is awesome. I've since learned now, just like message them like a couple days before New Comic Book Day, and they'll add just about whatever I asked for there, and they'll have ordered it for me somehow, some way. I was stoked to see this, because I walked in on New Comic Book Day, didn't see any of it on the shelves. I was so sad, but I'm just glad. I knew in my mind that I was gonna see this in my pulls, at least just the main cover. But I'm also glad to see the Eric Canetti cover variant in my pull list. But again, I mean, a lot of high hopes for this, because one, It's a very nostalgic character, and they're comparing it to a very more modern and popular comic that is out, that being Absolute Batman and just the Absolute universe in general, as well as with a lot of indie comics being bangers, but a lot of it comes from Image. And if you don't know, this is Dynamite that's creating this, so I'm really hoping that this delivers. And so far, from what I'm hearing, from what I'm reading online, that this is actually solid. I mean, I could take a look here at League of Comic Geeks and see what people have been rating this. It's got a 3.8 average, which is solid. If it's above a 3, I think it's solid. I'm really hoping the best for this comic, and I want it to succeed. I really do want it to succeed, because if this were to fail, I don't know. Like, they wasted a lot of potential on on really good IP and on really good characters. So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. But that is everything picked up for this week. I haven't really read too much of last week's comics. I've gotten really sidetracked with a lot of things. It's also finals week, but luckily I'm done with finals, so I don't have to worry about school too much. I can just start making videos and trying to up the quality for you guys. Experiment with different video styles. I know this was very this wasn't a real traditional style of video, but I mean, this was at least a little bit more, this felt a little bit more comfortable to try and make for you guys. Very successful day of comics. There's just something about me picking up comics on Friday, because Fridays are my payday. It just feels like, oh my gosh, it's the weekend, let me treat myself to something, get my pulls, and it's like, oh my gosh, the greatest feeling. Because I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff that I have here now. We'll do a slight review on last week's reads, and I'll tell you my thoughts. First one we'll get through here is Punisher. It's pretty solid. That ending was a little shocking, if I'm being completely honest. Marvel, I don't understand Marvel and their obsession with placing ads just like after every page. It's so excessive. This is a great story, don't get me wrong, but it's just that I kept reading through, and I was like, well, Jesus Christ, I got through the entire comic because every page, every other page, is just an ad. It's like I barely got any story or comic, so that kind of sucked. But I mean, regardless of that, I think this was still a phenomenal read. I think the story for Punisher is great. Definitely still gonna be picking this up. I don't know what's going on with Marvel, and I'm hoping that it soon changes. Next one I got here is Zatanna. I told you guys kind of how I felt earlier. I think this was a good first issue. It's interesting. Can't wait to see where this is going. Because if I'm being honest, I wasn't too sure if I wanted to pick up the next one, just because with what was happening within the comic, and I was just, it felt off. Felt confused a little at some points, but I think with each go through, I'm starting to warm up to it a little bit more and more and more. Make sure to pick up the next one for sure, because a lot of the next level issues, a lot of the stories are really great. I guess it just depends on the writers, but the art was great for sure. A lot of action, which I love too, especially for this kind of style. And I love the way they introduced it, because it it felt very spectacular-ish, in the beginning, and then the mood quickly changes, which I think was really also really good writing. We'll pick up the next one, see how this goes, but I think it was a pretty decent issue for sure. Next one was Red Roots, and if I'm being honest, I was also very confused reading this, because I feel like I have no idea what was going on, but regardless, it kept my interest the entire way through. This was a long read, and it was packed full with so much, kind of switching in between these two different people in their lives and what's going on with them at the current time. Interesting to say the least. And of course I'm left with a lot of questions because of what had went down in this comic, but I'm sure hopefully that will be answered with the next issue, and if it isn't, that's going to be a little upsetting. But for sure though, that this was a great read. I'm I'm gonna be picking up that second issue. And for the last one, I got this on Free Comic Book Day, and I realized again that this was just literally just a comic that they just gave out just because. And it is New Titans, which is an all new lineup that starts, and I think this is post DCKO. I think the story, or I think the plot of this was interesting to say the least. They're kind of stuck in this cycle of the same thing every day, and then there needs to be some sort of change. You know, this brand new team of Titans emerges, and it's cool. I'm maybe I'll pick up the next one. I don't know. We'll see. I like the Titans a lot. Again, I still have so much stuff to just play catch up on and read, so we'll see. But if anything, I still think this was a solid read. And nonetheless, definitely worth checking out if you are big into the Teen Titans. That is just about everything that I read. I still have a couple other stuff. I still have the Intergalactic Special. I still have Batman and Wonder Woman Truth to get through. Also still have issue number 7 of Absolute Batman, which I picked up this past Wednesday, like I had mentioned earlier. I mean, again, I have a lot of comics that I had picked up for this week, and that's a lot of stuff that I need to sort out and get through as well and read. I gotta get started on that. Thank you guys for watching. If you have been enjoying the content, please hit the sub button, ring that bell so you're notified whenever I upload. Leave a like on the video if you have been enjoying the content, for sure, and comment down below your thoughts on Ben 10. If you've read it, let me know your thoughts about it. Let me know if you're gonna be picking it up or if you will be picking it up, and if you're excited for issue number 2. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.